This video segment finishes our treatment of international relations and law. It focuses on comparing the three major international environmental treaties. Its major points are: number one, the law of the sea, Montreal and Kyoto treaties differ in history, scope, and complexity, national interests, fairness, and enforcement. Number two, Kyoto Protocol deals with climate change, a topic that is huge in scope and highly complex, and the treaty serves the self-interests of few, if any, major world powers. Number three, global governments and non-governmental organizations are proceeding to address climate change mitigation. The Kyoto Protocol has achieved only limited success in slowing the rise in atmospheric concentrations of greenhouse gases. These concentrations continue to increase significantly along with the emissions from many sovereign states, most of whom are parties to the Kyoto Protocol. The Law of the Sea Convention, although it established maritime rights for states, has been less effective in protecting the marine environment. For example, over 75% of the world's fish stocks are either fully exploited or overexploited, and the sustainable use of marine living resources will require additional measures. In contrast, the Montreal Protocol has successfully curtailed production and consumption of ozone-depleting substances and has begun to reverse the loss of atmospheric ozone. One difference among the treaties is the participation of the United States. The United States has adopted most of the law of the sea as customary international law. The United States Senate in 1988 ratified the Montreal Protocol by a unanimous vote, whereas not a single U.S. Senator in 1999 publicly supported the Kyoto Protocol. Even Al Gore, who was vice president at the time, indicated in 1999 that the United States would not ratify the Kyoto Protocol without modifications to several provisions. This same person subsequently won an Academy Award and the Nobel Peace Prize for his efforts on global climate change. These objectionable provisions were: number one, Kyoto's lack of regulations for emissions from developing states. China has become the world's largest emitter of greenhouse gases, despite receiving most of the funding from Annex I states to support projects that diminish emissions. In defense of China, A, 1/4 of China's greenhouse gas emissions derive from manufacturing goods for Annex I states. B, its emissions per person are still much lower than the global average. And C, historical contributions to atmospheric concentrations of greenhouse gases is 1/3 that of the United States or the European Union. Nonetheless, emissions from developing states such as China, India, South Korea, and Brazil are increasing so fast they will soon surpass the total emissions from Annex I states. Number two, Kyoto's cap-and-trade system for emissions. Many economists believe that the cap-and-trade system prescribed in the Kyoto Protocol would seriously impair the U.S. economy, and that alternative measures for mitigating greenhouse gas emissions would achieve higher benefits at lower costs. Number three, Kyoto's choice of 1990 as the baseline year. Greenhouse gas emissions from Eastern Europe reached a maximum between 1986 and 1990. Emissions from Germany and Russia dropped dramatically after East Germany merged with West Germany at the end of 1990, and the Soviet Union dissolved in 1991. Consequently, during the drafting of the Kyoto Protocol in 1997, Germany and Russia realized that it would be relatively easy to improve upon 1990 emissions levels and to generate emission credits for trade. By contrast, emissions from the United States remained relatively stable from 1972 until 1991 before rising sharply. The U.S. lobbied for setting 1995 as the baseline year during the drafting of the protocol in 1997, but was outnumbered.